YouTube. Welcome. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. It's been like 2 months since I've done any readings. I really had to transmute some energies, and there's this common misconception of being a light worker is, always love and light. It's not. It's not just good vibes. It's not, good vibes only. It's not healthy. It's all vibes. And being a human means that we have to allow ourselves to feel that and really sit with that. And I think that sometimes healers, especially, can lose sight of the main connection, which is self. And I never want to lose connection to self, not like I did this past year. And I wouldn't say that I lost connection to self. I would say that as a Libra, I have a tendency to people please, but people pleasing is out of fear, not love, if you think about it. And a lot of choices I made, I feel like even my choice to move to Las Vegas, which was the precursor to a very actually incredible year at the end of everything. It was painful, but it was the type of pain that is necessary for that next level of growth. And coming home to the Pacific Northwest allowed me to find that peace. So, in doing these readings, my intention is that it can help another find peace or guide them towards a peace of themselves, if not a peace of mind. There's two different types of peace there. But let's get started. Today is the 19th. It's 4 a.m., so it's technically the 19th. I haven't slept yet, so for me it's still the 18th. But it's 4 a.m. and it's the 19th, which means it's a full moon. And I believe it's in Aries, full moon in Aries. So there's always a lot of emotion with full moons. Usually there's emotion with full moons. And it gives you a chance to release things. So if there's something that you've been holding on to or not transmuting, full moons are a great time to do that. Sometimes it takes a couple rounds of full moons. You don't just get out of whatever traumatic thing you just experienced and step into being healed. A lot of times trauma elicits certain trauma responses. I personally dive into work. So I stepped all the way back into the adult industry and I buried myself in creating videos, telling myself that I was just working. Not really toxic hustling, more like toxically avoiding things that I was going to have to avoid at the end of the day, or excuse me, I was going to have to address at the end of the day. Avoiding it, it's pointless because no matter where we go, there we are, right? All right, so I'm going to start with the, what is this deck called? I can't remember. Moonology Oracle? Moonology, I think? It's been a while. Sorry, guys. Yeah, we're going to start with that. And then I'm just going to kind of pull some more cards and give the messages as they are delivered, okay? I ask my guides, my galactic guardians, my angels, my archangels, my ascended masters, and my ancestors. Please help me to set my ego aside so that I can give the collective the message that is in their highest good today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Just looking at the time, technically like 4:44. So if they want to ignore all of my intro, rambling, if you will, just click it. I'm hoping that you guys are going to be able to hear me talking. I see the sound. and it seems to be pretty good. I am just trying to freestyle. What messages do we have today? Eclectic, please. Feel an excitement. It's close to Halloween. Doesn't matter what age you are. Halloween is Halloween. All right, so there are some answers that you've been waiting for that you're not getting. It may have been, yeah, has something to do with your truth. It may have been that you've been waiting since the last full moon in Gemini. I'm not sure when that was. Or you'll get those answers in the next full moon of Gemini. But what the advice is being given right now is to hold your vision. And it's showing half a moon. So it's almost like it could go either way. So if there's an answer or something that you're hoping for, you need to hold your vision right now. Yeah, and because this card was reversed, it's either it happened like you've been waiting since a full moon, since the last full moon in Gemini. Again, I have no idea when that was. Sorry, I'm no help there. Or you're going to get the answer or what it is you're waiting for on the next full moon in Gemini. I know that I repeated that twice, but it's being reiterated, so we're going to go with it. Okay, the cards that come out now, excuse me, something's going on with your throat chakra. It needs to be cleared. The cards that are going to come out with this particular pull are going to be cards, signs that you need to strengthen within your own chart. So the majority of us have a lot of signs, a lot of the 12 astrological signs already. It's pretty unheard of for somebody to have all of them. I don't think that that's common. Yeah, probably magical, like a unicorn and shit. But it's pretty common for people to have multiple signs in their chart. You know, like back in the day, people would be like, well, I'm a Libra sun. Like they wouldn't even say Libra sun. They would just go by their sun sign and not accumulate any other signage to who they are. And so, in a way, that identification could actually hinder you if you follow astrology that closely. So, I'm kind of glad that we've come into this awareness where it's like, what's your sun sign? What's your Venus? What's your Mars, though? So, whatever sign comes out is a sign that you need to strengthen. So, you would want to look up your chart, giving you homework. If you don't have this particular sign that comes out in your chart, this is a sign that you want to embody to accumulate or achieve what it is you want to achieve. Okay? I know that was a lot. Just going with what I'm being told. I'm a stoner. I'm not coming up with this on my own. I like to think of the wax because I smoke a honey badger. I like to think of the wax as like, you know, they say alcohol is like spirits. I like to think of the wax as kind of like my allowance because I meditate. I do everything like that as well. Like I don't use wax to get into the, please, no comments. Just a stoner, man. I like to think of the wax as like, what is that? Lube. It's like lube. It's like it's like lube, so that the messages can come in smooth. Told you I went back to the adult industry. It's ruined me. Just I can't be in public. All right, what signs do the collective need to strengthen or embody during this time, please? Yeah, it's a little different, right? Not like what signs you dealing with. You could click any other tarot reading. This isn't tarot. This is just me and my guides being here for you. Apparently there are other messages that we have to say before these cards come out. I don't know if you guys can tell. It's probably a bit of a different energy. To clarify, I'm always high when I'm reading. I'm an everyday stoner. It's not because I'm super high. It's just the energy is shifted for me, and I'm getting that the energy is shifting rapidly for those who are watching this, and it's like very intentional. So this is interesting. All right. Hold on one second. Let's see what else we get. So far we've gotten Cancer and Aquarius, but the Aquarius is popping out as other energy. It's a different energy. So hold on one second. And then Gemini, but I already knew Gemini because he pulled the Gemini full moon. So not like me knowing is just being stoic. Someone has a twin. Could be twin flame too, but someone has a twin. Somebody needs to embody their twin. Like I'm actually getting their like actual Gemini twins, which is fucking awesome. Isn't that rare? Is that rare or is that not rare? I feel like that's rare. Anyways, that's fucking cool. Oh, I want to be a Gemini twin. That's magic. Alright, anyway, I digress. Bottom of the deck is Pisces. So you have Pisces, Cancer. There's a lot of water and air here. No fire, no earth. So, I'm just looking at these cards and the similarities of these cards. Like, Cancer is the crab, but the claw is similar to the way the twins are. Like, if you see the claws and then the twins. And then the card for the Aquarius as well is it has two faces on either side. Listen, I'm not going to condone every Aquarius ever. But the Aquariuses I have dealt with have been fucking wildly out of line. So the two faces on the card, just as a Libra, I'm like, my Grammy was an Aquarius, and she was the most incredible woman in my life. Okay? But she's the only Aquarius I know that isn't. Why dumpster fire is what I'm trying not to say, but I said it anyways. Whatever. Anyway, I don't have it out for Aquarius. It's just. Anyway. Do better. So, yeah, the Aquarius card was reversed. So if there is Aquarius in your chart, you might want to check where it is in your chart, and maybe reel it in a little bit. And when I say look at it, I look at what sign it is. I like where it is in your chart. Like if it's Aquarius and Mars, like how does Aquarius and Mars, because Mars rules war and conflict and dealing with said things like that. So you want to think about that. Like it's I'm picking my words wisely because again, The only ones I've unfortunately dealt with have been ones that have developed an unhealthy obsession. Uh, as a Libra, like air signs, we overthink everything. So an air sign with an obsession is just dangerous. So I digress. This is not like my normal readings at all. I wonder if all my readings are going to be like this. Sorry, guys. Just throwing out whatever comes to mind. My throat chakra is very open. We don't have to worry about that. All right, and then we're going to do the Monology. Oh, wait, did I already do these? I already did these. Yeah, the card on the bottom was a time for healing. I feel so spacey right now. This is fucking hilarious. Um, it's almost like an energy of beginner's mind, the fool's journey when you're first starting, which is ironic because I just did the fool's journey, but I made the full circle, like I just completed the fool's journey in my own life experience in that regard. So some of you, or maybe just one of you, whoever's watching, you may be entering into or may have entered into the fool's journey. And this is just kind of a time to allow yourself to experience and learn. Um, I'm hearing like I've learned like someone might be a little bit older watching, like you think you know everything about life. To that, I'm sorry. I want to remind you that life is so cliche. Life is what you make it, but there's a certain wonder to, like, say, people who are younger, where they're just excited. They haven't been, like jaded by things happening in life. And I think it's important to revert back to that younger version of self when trauma or periods of hardship have happened, to the point of becoming that warrior every day. Like it's a Tuesday, time to get into my warrior suit, instead of stepping into that and embodying that when it's necessary. I really hope that this is good for someone, because usually I pick up cards when I give messages. Here we are. I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 decks in front of me, and I've pulled from 2, and I've pulled the like one deck twice accidentally. So it's almost like they want me to be at this level of allowance. Like I said, the wax serves as kind of lube where the messages can just get right in there. Don't hate me, YouTube. I love you. I love YouTube so much. Look at this. Where is it? Okay, we're gonna put that up. And then where is it? I love you, YouTube. Okay, so this is going to be for your abundance. It's 3 different cards. They're like waiting for me to stop talking. I usually don't chat either. Like I said, they usually don't give me messages like this. I'm just out here trying to live. Just out here trying to function. Why is it the song that started playing? Just trying to function. Okay, here we go. Wow. Alright. That's out of all of that shuffling. The card that was at the top was what flew out very intentionally. So I'm just going to pull all the cards and I'll give you the messages. Yeah, possibility came out. And this one I can actually shuffle because there's a lot of them. I got my top at Shein. Oh no. why I said that. Just out here blurting messages. I'm going to stop questioning things. That's how you know it's been a while since I've read my messages for anybody. All right. So let's see. Which way am I supposed to read those? I don't remember which. I think it's like this. Okay. So when it comes to abundance, money is a flow. It's not just like energy. It's not, it's definitely not just a physical thing, it's an energy. And money follows a specific energy. There's a flow to that money, right? I don't know if it was Abraham Hicks or if somebody along those lines was talking about it in this regard, but I remember it by, I hope it was Abraham, saying it's like a faucet. Um, if you acquire your money and then just hold on to it, like kind of in a fear state, like I don't know when I'm gonna need it again, um, you're gonna need it because you're putting out that energy of need and fear. And a lot of us have the ability to have that feeling of fear more so than having the feeling of no worries at all. So it's easier for a lot of people to manifest the things they're fearing. Um, what I'm getting at, promise I'm getting there, when you cut that flow off, when you turn the faucet off and the water, right, the money, the flow, the energy, the money flow is stopped, whether you're just holding on to it and you're acquiring it, you're not giving anything out, you're not clearing the way for anything more to come in. So you got the giving card, and the what I love about this deck is that it gives you a bunch of different action items. So I'm going to list those off. Focus on giving, and here are some action tips and ideas for you. Make a list of the causes or people that you'd like to help. I've found for me, finding, I mean, all of us have that ability to love and want to genuinely help people. But when it comes from a place that you resonate with, for me, speaking up for women who are unable to speak their truth is very important to me because I was a woman who was put in a place unable to speak her truth. And then when I finally had the freedom to speak my truth, I was still afraid because I had been mentally um, abused, put in a box mentally of this is all you can do and this is all you'll ever be. So that for me is a cause that is so dear to my heart that I could start crying talking about it with you. Finding a cause like that makes it easy. Not just easy, you wake up and you're like, fuck, I can't wait to help with this. So if giving is not your forte, like I have an ex in particular who has a lot of connections but doesn't do anything unless it makes them money. And for me, it was really hard to see that because I'm a Libra, sun and moon. So I'm so giving. I'm giving to a fault. And part of my life lessons has been to not give everything I have just because I have it. Um, and there's been a necessity for that balance. So when you find something that you love and that can genuinely resonate and help with that, it makes it so much easier. Um, and I think that when I was trying to share that in the past, I didn't realize that when a human is passionate about something, it's easy. It flows. And when things flow, money flows. So it's the giving isn't like, okay, I'm going to give all my money away so that more money will come to me. That intent is cringe. That intent is very heard and seen by the universe, and it only gives you more of that, usually in the form of people. Trust me, I know. Work out financial, but also non financial ways to give. When I'm dealing with trauma, I am unable to do tarot readings. But when I am in a place where I can do tarot readings, I want to do them because that's my way of giving. So when someone says give in a way that's not financial, you just have to think about the gifts that you have. What do you have that you can offer to the world that will change somebody's life, that is free for you? And so many people have privilege in their life and they don't realize it because it's just another Tuesday, right? Like, actually, it is Tuesday. But create a giving plan. Oh, I like this one. Open a Christmas savings account. That's beautiful. That really goes in with the whole like thinking ahead thing. For a long time, I couldn't think ahead, so that's a good thing for you to do if you can't think ahead. Buy gifts ahead of time to save. That's also a great thing. Buying things when they're not in season and just holding on to them. My grandmother was from Germany, and she taught me that. She would buy things in June, July, all the way up. If she was out and she saw something, she'd buy it. She'd just hold on to it, and then she'd be a boss in Christmas. She would outdo everybody in Christmas. Like, that's that Aquarius. Look into alternatives to buying gifts, like make gifts. Gifts being made, if you're an artistic person, is really incredible. If you have a friend that can make gifts, like look into things that way. How can you give that will allow you to help another's life, but also give you that feeling of just, damn, that felt good? Because when you give from your heart on a genuine level, ah, wow, shit's good. And the next card you got was possibility. And this kind of goes into what I was saying earlier about having the ability to see the world from your inner child's eyes. I turned 34 actually in 2 days, 3 days, and I found myself kind of like pessimistic and like not myself, not myself at all, and hung out with some friends, and a few of them were younger than me, a bit younger than me, and it was really nice because there was an excitement to life, and that's important, that excitement. So open up yourself to new possibilities to increase your wealth and expand your comfort zone. Because if where you are is comfortable, but you're not where you want to be abundantly, it's because you're sitting in your comfort zone, and nobody makes millions of dollars in their comfort zone. Got to take a little risk. All right. And your I am affirmation. I am challenging the false perceptions that limit my wealth. Mm, this is perfect. I wanted to do a podcast on this, but I'll just talk about it here for now. So many people in the world are shifting their mindsets from having fixed mindsets to growth mindsets. It is so awesome. But what I'm seeing, and I know this because I just realized like a couple of months ago that that was where I was, and I had to pull myself out of it. My mindset on growth and my human life and what I can become and who I can help and what my possibilities are, it was endless. But my mindset on money was fixed. What are the beliefs limiting your money right now? What beliefs do you hold that are limiting? What can you do today to challenge and release them? And that was the big one for me. I was like, wait, so you're saying I have had this incredible track record with just personal growth, self development, stepping into my own lane. Like, I'm 34, I'm not 22, not 23, trying to catch a wave, trying to catch hundreds of followers, thousands of followers. I don't give a fuck about followers. I wasn't cool in high school. I was never the cool kid. I'm never going to be the cool kid. I have my own opinions. They're very loud and they have common sense and they trigger people because a lot of the opinions that people hold on to are not rooted in common sense, but rooted in hatred, fear, jealousy, yeah, comfort. And if any of those are challenged, those challenging them are immediately the enemy. And it's played out, but not all of us are here to fit in. So when it comes to that, false perceptions can either make or break you. If you're 25 years old and think that what others outside of your temple, your auric field here, think, do, and believe changes who you are at the core, then um, there's a necessity for balance within self. I've seen a lot of people go off of social media lately, and I think that that's something that would be good for those that are watching this. Um, I just get a sense that your energy is very much what mine was before I kind of like threw myself into my healing. And it was like, wow, I've watched every show possible. Like, every show possible. And now I've seen everything. Haven't done my yoga. Haven't meditated. Definitely haven't done my laundry or cleaned the closet, which is the spare room that I call my closet. I'm really avoiding some work here. And it was at that moment, that acceptance of me avoiding dealing with the fact that my business partner threw me under the bus. I moved my entire life to a city with the hopes of helping as many people as possible, and every person that I tried to help went with the people that smear campaigned me and basically created a fucking witch trial and burned me at the proverbial stake. And at the same time, I was illegally kept from my son. You know what I'm saying? Like, when life hits you, it hits. I don't really know where I was going with that. Kind of got into a rant. I'm not going to change it. I'm going to let this be. I think where I was going was I was avoiding addressing and letting myself feel all of that pain that was put onto me by other people's choices. But no, bitch. You chose to ignore all of their red flags. Who are you really mad at? Oh, ugh. And that was when things started to change. When you could ask yourself those questions, who are you really mad at? Got a lot of people you could point the finger at. It's attraction. God, I hate that dirty, gross truth right in your face. It's fucking attraction. I was making decisions out of fear. got me in a pretty fucked up place. But you know what? The growth from that, it finished my fool's journey. If you don't know what the fool's journey is, Google it. I'm not even going to go into it here. Not right now. This is a long reading. It's a long, random read. And I'm like all over the place, but I'm not. I hate this lash right now. But I'm not. Because I channel. And I am incredibly connected. Because I've done that work. God, it was terrible. It still hurts. I want to cry right now thinking about it. I miss my son. But sometimes there are definite experiences, necessary experiences. Not for me. Not for me. It's not just for me. Not in light of happy it's happening, but you have to be able to accept where things are before you can transmute it. And the acceptance is the transmutation. Instant transmutation. Okay? Wow, perfect cards for this. Honor the vibration others choose to live in. Okay? So, what happened to you is not your fault. It's not your fault. Honor the vibration others choose to live in and let their life be their lesson. Okay? Fear is run by ego, and ego is created by the mind. Get back into the heart. Focus on gratitude. All right? Self-love never allows for feelings of inadequacy. Your soul knows that you are whole on your own. The mind is the earned perspective in which we relate to the ethers, and the spirit is the ethers. So when you think about where your perspective is, okay, your mind is the earned, is the created perspective in which you relate to yourself. If your mind is all over the place, if it's filled to the brim with hate and aggression and angst, sadness, that tells you how disconnected you are from self. Because that inner you would not want you to feel that way. And that's why it feels so bad. It's because you're disconnected from that part of you that gives you that wholeness. And until you fill that for yourself, with yourself, you run the risk of trying to find someone else to fill it for you. Now, remembering that you got the possibilities card, okay? To define is to limit. How are you limiting yourself? Right, let me see here. So someone's feeling a lack of closure, like there's unfinished business, a need to make amends, like the lesson that you have needed from whatever you're feeling. It's currently incomplete. It's requiring you have courage, take a leap of faith. You have to accept the risk and overcome that fear. Which is going to lead to a completion, which will allow that lesson to come to its final conclusion. Like, it's not something you're going to have to experience again. It's going to require you to walk away from something, though, and that's not going to be easy. After that happens, I mean, wow, it's like a sense of fulfillment, feeling all is well, like complete joy and contentment, like just happiness. The card literally says happy, happy. So that's beautiful. And on the bottom, you got breathe. This is like kind of quantum, but like, I believe that someone can watch a reading and feel like immense gratitude or love for that reading. And I believe that the reader will feel that as they're reading the cards, even though the immense love and gratitude hasn't happened yet. And I can't really explain it beyond quantum entanglement. I genuinely believe it's a thing. So thanks to whoever just sent that love. It's like a feeling of like a hug. It wasn't my guys. I know them. Get off of me. You're gonna make it mess up. I'm just kidding. I'm not like that, but you know. So this is just a reminder that when you lean towards love, you're led. Okay? I am unapologetic about what I desire and trust that what I focus on will grow. I keep saying I'm going to buy a new camera, and I keep forgetting to buy a new camera. It won't focus. Sorry, guys. You'd think I would have. Alright, the hiccups again. Random. Damn hiccups. Is somebody eating pizza? Damn, now I want pizza. I miss pizza. Vegan stuff, you know? Okay, I can focus specifically upon what I want. You are bombarded by thought stimulation, and so, unless you give your attention to what you specifically want, you can be influenced by that which surrounds you. Unless you are focusing on what is important to you, you can be stimulated by others' thoughts, which may or may not be important to you. Listen, I miss Vegas. I do. I love that city. I have a passionate love for that city more than any other place in the world. And I will probably eventually move back. But no one will know that I moved back when I do. It won't be known. It'll just be me in the city. A love story. But I will say the energy difference with Vegas to the Pacific Northwest specifically, if you're someone that's energetically super, super sensitive, I mean, I'm pretty good at blocking things. But man, once I was knocked down, like once I was knocked below the point of being able to protect myself energetically, I got eaten alive. I got eaten the fucking alive. Got eaten alive. Wolves were not what I would call them because I love wolves. I would call them hyenas. Hyenas are gross little things that eat dead things after they can't move anymore. So if you're someone that's energetically sensitive, Vegas could be a lot. It's really important to protect yourself in that light. So for me, moving here um, has allowed me to step out of others' energy because even though when I was protected, it was whatever. I just had so much fun all the time. It's a fine line there, though. You have to be very careful about whom you let in because focus is consent. And even if you're just having a coffee with someone, the consent of being in their energy is consenting to taking on that energy. And I knew that, I knew that, I knew that, I knew that, I knew that. But I still want to move my entire life over, which instigated a year-long dark night of the soul. I'm still not completely out of it because I have not seen or talked to my son yet. Without getting too involved with things, it isn't just a, oh, well, why don't you just go over there thing. So please hold your comments. Don't assume. It's definitely a very involved situation. But it's not something that I can control. So, with that being said, as someone who's going through something I would not wish on anyone, I wouldn't even wish this on the people that are choosing the choices they're choosing. I wouldn't. I don't think anyone deserves this type of pain. If I can get out of bed, I'm not negating whatever you may be going through. But I am a mother who's being kept from her child. Getting up every day. Mm, God damn. I need that coffee. But I do know that I can focus specifically on what I want and that I am an incredibly powerful being energetically when I do focus. And when I remove all things that I do not want, oof, that's that's something. Whatever you may be bombarded with right now, stimuli wise, please hold your vibration. Okay. Did we get that card? Did that card come out? I feel like that, yeah, it's right here. Hold your vibration. Okay. Hold your vision. Hold your vibration. Hold the vision. Because you getting distracted when it's right here, it's right here. Tony Robbins tells a story where he was out and he was driving, like one of those, like you pay and you can go drive one of the cars like 200 miles an hour. Not my jam, but whatever. Um, and he was driving and he was coming up on the curve and he needed to turn, otherwise they were going to run directly into a wall at like 200 miles per hour. And the driver's going, Tony, you have to turn. You have to just turn the wheel, Tony. It's fine. Turn the wheel. You're doing fine. Just turn the wheel. Tony couldn't stop looking at the wall. So the driver turned the wheel for him and they turned no problem. Or no, he didn't turn the wheel for him. He turned his head for him and he turned the wheel. That's what it was. Don't let me fuck this up. Let me say it again. So the driver, Tony's looking at the wall, turns his head. He turns the wheel and goes towards where he's looking. So what that whole story is your focus is not just consent, but it is literally the GPS to where your body is going to go. And what I always say, your body is a vehicle for your soul. Your thoughts, your focus is the GPS to where you're going to go. Your mind is that for you. So you want to choose what you focus on with care. And that's why people who claim to have your highest good, your best interest at heart, but secretly want to see you fail, they are so detrimental because they know that if they throw little shit like this at you, you can't look here when they're throwing things over here at you. It's not a hater, it's my friend. It's my photographer. Why would I ever question that? I'm really gonna do this, and this is an hour long reading. I don't care. I'm doing it. Okay, listen. I'm just trying to choose my words wisely. I don't want, like, you know, and I mean this with the most love. Women hold the majority of the power. No, all the power. We hold all the power. I said majority to be nice. We hold all the power. Those who think that women do not are either men who are in denial or women who have been brainwashed by men. Women hold all the power. We have always had the power. That's why men were leading witch hunts instead of the masses questioning why the men were trying to burn women at the stake. Women were being sold off at how old? 10, 11, 12 years old as property to men my father and grandfather's age. Women literally carry it all. We create life. We don't we don't need another to be pleased, validated. Those who have been brainwashed, who have been conditioned, who have been told that you have to be pretty, but you're not allowed to have any opinions unless they're opinions that agree with mine. The prettier you are, the more privilege you have. Speak, but only if it's something I agree with. Marry a man, be a good wife. Now, when you, as a woman, think about all of, excuse me, I'm spitting because it's hilarious, thinking of all these things that are required of you, it's like that whole plan was created by a man. And now, um, at turning almost, I'll be 34 in a couple of days. At 34 years old, I'll claim it now. I don't have a problem with it. I'm young as hell. At 34 years old, I'm healing trauma from my childhood and realizing that I was being sexualized at like 7 or 8 years old, and men were validating it and making it okay by saying, "Well, she looks older than she is." And now again, you see companies like TikTok and Instagram and YouTube that will pull videos for grown women that are dressed like this. I am a 34-year-old woman. They will pull videos, women dressed like this, but allow 15, 16, 12, 13-year-old girls to dress that way. As a woman, I don't support this agenda. So I think it's important we speak on it. And that's on not letting a man tell you anything about life at all. Not a damn thing. Because you know what? I went back into the adult industry. You know what I've been getting paid for? To direct men, businessmen, CEOs, okay, macho men, alphas. I've been getting paid to direct them on like what clothes they should wear as they dress up as a girl. And this is not something I've been telling them to do. They want to do it. Listen, just ask a woman. Find a woman you trust. Find a woman that you're like, damn, I want to be her. And ask her to be your mentor. But don't ask a man. And if you're a man watching this, I mean this with the most love. If your mother raised you right, you're not upset. You're like, yeah. So yeah, there's that. If you're a man watching this and you're triggered, you might want to check that toxic masculinity. Because this isn't like man shaming. It's just stating obvious, terrible facts, historical facts, in fact. And at the end of the day, I would like whomever is watching my videos to truly get something from it. So I hope that you leave this video knowing that you have all the possibilities in the world for you, that you're a bad motherfucker. You can literally do anything. The validation you need is within you. That balance you need is within you. I'm hearing take a week off of social media. Uh, if you've already been taking time off, continue to take time off. That is definitely something I would do. And again, there's something that you have to walk away from. And reminding yourself that your self love and where you are is where you're meant to be, right? Um, Another thing that I think we want to touch on really quick, because the self love card came up, and when I lean towards love, I'm feeling that's like a self love thing. Wanting to change parts of yourself, wanting to shift who you are, is denying who you are at the core. And the more you tell yourself that you need to change, the more you are continuing to deny you of loving you. And if you're doing that to yourself, you're putting that out into the world, and that's literally the only thing that can come back to you. So, speaking from absolute trauma myself, um, start to see every part of you as beautiful, and you'll start to see the world shift in a way that shows you that every single day. All right, this is literally an hour long random read. Never done anything like this before. Not sure if anyone's going to watch it. Don't really care. If you do, I hope it helps you. Hope you feel better. Hope you feel good. Feel the love, you know, sending you love. All right. Remember that your body is a vehicle for your soul. So choose those thoughts wisely.